Well, I wanted to post something today, and I was hoping I could have gotten a little bit further along, but I just did not have magnets small enough. And well, here, let me zoom out a little bit. I'm talking, and you can't even see what I have in my hand. I was hoping to have had some magnets, or just a magnet, that I could put in here and test out what I've done here, which are I've glued, and that's why it looks kind of messy. I glued 7 Hall effects in a radius. Distance isn't that critical. It's the switching that's going to allow you to scroll through the menus. And I'm taking advantage of the dead side of this assembly, because the switch in the prop is over here, and I'm not going to be using that, but I'll use the mount as the axis or axle for the knob. And what you'll be doing is, or what I'll be doing is rotating it, and as the magnet goes across each one of the Hall effect switches, it'll act like this switch did in a mechanical sense. So would have been nice for me to be able to test this out, but I don't see any reason why it won't work. There's sufficient spacing between the hulls, and I did end up ordering, and they'll be in on Monday, which is about 2 days away. They'll be in on Monday, and I'll be able to install the magnet and start looking at my my switching between hulls, making sure I get the distinct toggle effect as I rotate. And then I'll put in some sort of, maybe I'll glue something to the back side of this that will limit the amount of travel inside the prop. Maybe I won't, I don't know. We'll just have to see how much of an issue it is having this freewheeling. Shouldn't be too much. There's not a huge gap. The processor might not like jumping from here to here in its code, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, so this was my solution to getting rid of the large mechanical switch that was only on there to facilitate the software development and also a proof of concept. So I'm very, very happy that the hulls didn't give me any issues as far as mounting them. I used cyanoacrylate to glue them down and solder them in. I may encapsulate them in 5-minute epoxy, because these wires, they're only 32 gauge, I believe. Maybe smaller. I think it's 32 gauge Teflon coated, or Teflon jacketed. But if I put the epoxy on there, it'll keep them from inadvertently getting picked up and ripped out of the prop. So not that I really need to worry about it, because it'll be sealed in. I could also just put a piece of glass. Well, now that'll protrude out into the seam. So I think epoxy just might fit the bill. Anyways, I'm hoping to get a video posted soon of this actually switching. We can maybe look at it on the scope, or I'll wire it in, getting rid of this, and we'll actually see it working in the prop as expected. Well, it's in the prop, but I mean working as expected. So anyway, so I wanted to get something put up today, just so that a few people that have expressed interest can see what I'm doing. I had originally went this approach here, which was 7 hulls in a very tight radius, and it dawned on me, well, you knucklehead, there's no way you're going to get enough distance that you won't get inadvertent interaction between the magnet on hulls that are next to each other. So had to abandon this idea and spread them out. So I'm hoping this is enough spacing. Neodymiums definitely pose a problem with their energy factor. I forget how many Gauss these particular magnets are, but they can create enough of a field that you start interacting with hulls in the area unintentionally, and I don't want to have to come up with some sort of magnetic barrier. So hopefully these tiny, I think they're like 2mm magnets, should work. I wish I could have found square, but I think the round ones I can just kind of put on their edge. This thing's not going to see a lot of vibration, so I should be able to mount it on its end, on its edge, and stabilize it with epoxy. So that's where I'm at right now. Hope you all have a great weekend. I'm looking out the window and clouds are coming in. Looks like we might be in for a thunderstorm, which is something never really got back in LA. Looking forward to it. Heading over to my friend's house for driveway beers. I don't drink beers anymore, but they definitely love to sit there and try the exotic IPAs and other local breweries that sell, what are they called, growlers. I had to give it up because it was just getting out of hand, and financially I was just spending too much money. So anyways, just a personal thing. So anyways, hope you all have a great weekend, and see y'all at my next post. Bye.